What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to episode 22 of the Adamantium process. Now, before we get into the battles, I want to talk a little bit about this current PvP season. If you're wondering what team you should use, or what team's popular, or what team may work this season, all I can tell you is heavy hitters. And that's really all there is to it. Almost every battle I fight is decided in the first round. And by that I mean either the fight's completely over in the first round, or at least one character's out of the battle, and the others are severely hurt. And that's pretty much what the changes have done to the game. In my opinion, it's taken a ton of the strategy out of it. So in the higher leagues, the Vibranium and the Adamantium League, if you're not capable of taking the other enemy out before they take you out, then you have little chance of progressing. So that's the current state of PvP, and I'm really not a fan of it. Like I said, it takes a lot of strategy out of the game, and there really isn't even time to build up combinations. It's pretty much a one-hit kill, or you get killed. And I'm going to briefly talk about why this change occurred, and I'll show you what I'm using that allows me to compete. First off, one of the major changes of course was to the armory, and what this did was lower everyone's health. That, coupled with the crazy amount of damage that your agent and your heroes can do, equals one-shot kills in most cases. If it's not a one-shot kill, it's pretty close. Then we have items like the Mystic, and that's going to prevent debuffs for the first round of combat. Now I know this can be removed with the scroll, but it still provides a pretty tough obstacle for people who don't have that one-shot kill potential. A lot of strategy of course relies on debuffs and stuns, and this makes you immune to it. So does the new Relentless ISO. And then you have Thor, and in this current environment, he's going to get off that 2-might Summon Thunder. My Hulk's not even a level 13, but I'm just using him for an extra War Frenzy. All of this comes together for an Alpha Strike team, and I've used a number of characters like Deadpool and Havoc, or of course Quicksilver is one of the most powerful characters for this. So right now we're going to get into the battles, and you'll see exactly what I mean. But if for some reason your battles are going on longer, I do have a pretty nice combo that I wanted to show you. And I'll make a special video just with that. I'll try to post it tomorrow, but it's really been a setback since most of my battles do end in the first round, and it's a second round combination. Now in our first match, we're facing that Thane and Rescue team I planned on using originally. Luckily, so many people were using it that I moved away from it, because it really doesn't even work in this current environment. At least not in my opinion. And it certainly won't work if you can't remove that Mystic Shroud right away. Now on my agent's turn, we did use our armor ability, and now we just wanted to check if they had Mystic Shroud or not. They didn't, so we're going to use Mystic on Rescue. This places obsolete tech on her, and will lock out a number of her abilities. Unfortunately, Thane did use Amber Field on her, so that's going to help her out. Now on Thor's turn, we're going to use Inspire Bravery, and then we could use Summon Thunder, or we could use his Hammer Throw and try to take someone out individually. In this case, we thought we could take their agent as well as Rescue out, but somehow she manages to stay alive with just 114 HP. They do have Rescue equipped with the Empowered ISO 8 that gives her Generosity, so she's going to gain back some health here, but it really doesn't matter because I'm almost able to one-shot her. And when you're capable of doing a ton of damage, that little bit of health back just won't be enough. So that's the end of the first battle already, and trust me, this isn't an aberration. It's going to continue over and over again. In our second battle, we are facing someone that's using a modern Thor, so he's at least in part going for that Alpha Strike. We certainly don't want to enrage their Thor with our Hulk, so we're just going to go ahead and target their agent. And it wouldn't matter anyway because he does have the Orfrost Mace equipped, so regardless, he would protect against Hulk's level 1. But let's see what kind of damage we could do with a Rage Punch. Oh, and it would actually be a bad thing to finish that agent before Thor's turn, and that's due to his Protect Mace. If we did one-shot KO him, he would stay alive and grant sacrificial strength to everyone. And the very last thing you would want to do is boost Thor's attack. Now with our agent, at this point in the battle, there's really nothing we can do to stop that Summon Thunder, other than kill Thor. So even though this is a long shot, we're going to try to finish Thor off. I have done it before, so it's worth a chance, but it looks like we're not even going to get close with this attack. If their team would have the Warbringer axe, I would definitely not attack Thor, because you don't want to give him another War Frenzy. Alright, well, my mistake there. We did use the Savant Spear, and apparently we thought we could generalize Thor, but we cannot. I know why I did it, because I didn't want him to gain enraged from hitting our Scrapper, but at the same time they have the Mystic Shroud, so there's no way to generalize him on the first turn, or I should say for the first round. Now with our Thor, we're going to go ahead and use Inspire Bravery and do a max power Summon Thunder. It's enough to kill their Thor and severely injure both other characters. And there you have it, another battle decided in the first round. All that we have left is to finish that little bit of health on both Thane and their agent. So this is exactly what I was saying, the battle's pretty much over in that first round. It would be nearly impossible to come back from this deficit. So in this current season, you pretty much need the power to finish your enemy in that first round, or at least cripple them, or else you're probably going to lose. Maybe it's slightly different in your level bracket, but this is how it is in mine. I'm not sure how many of you were watching back in the very first episodes of this series, but I used a team that was a quick win team, and it featured Thor and Quicksilver. These two heroes especially combined are some of the most potent characters for this playstyle, and for the current PvP climate. So it's no surprise that most of the defensive teams that I've come up against are using these two characters. Without even mentioning that crazy preemptive strike that Quicksilver is capable of, just the fact that he gets the first 2 turns and is going to whittle your health down quite a bit really helps out Thor, because it'll lower your entire team's health just enough so that Thor can finish them all off with the Summon Thunder. That pretty much sums it up without getting into all of the details. There of course can be more to it, but that's just a simple explanation of why they work so well. Because of Quicksilver, I like to use the Savant Spear, that way my team has a shield, and it will help us quite a bit through those first attacks. The other problem that Quicksilver can actually cause for their team is when he's doing all those early attacks, he's building up your War Frenzy, so he can actually help your Thor do more first strike damage. Unfortunately in this battle I believe I only had 2 stacks of War Frenzy, and if Quicksilver would have hit me, we would have probably finished off at least him and Thor. Instead, we just managed 1 KO with that Summon Thunder, but we really hurt the other 2. At this point, I'm thinking a Thunderclap may be able to finish off both of those opponents. So let's go ahead and use that. It does hit Quicksilver, but the agent dodges. So now we're just going to have to use our agent to finish the battle. Assuming we hit, this is going to be a first round finish. And if we didn't finish this the first round, their team would have pretty much had this in hand. Now after this one, we're going to do one more PvP battle, and that's going to be the end of the video. It's another Thor and Quicksilver team. And to be honest, I could squeeze quite a few of these battles in because they're so short, but it's just not that fun to me. There's very little strategy involved, and all I can tell you is heavy hitters are rolling right now. So if you have a pretty good armory and hero rating, and you have some of these characters, go ahead and put them out there. You can rack up a bunch of wins in only a few minutes at a time. But for those rare occasions where I may have a longer battle, I do have a pretty interesting combination, and it includes the new character Heimdall. So I'll post a video of that up tomorrow. But let's go ahead and get back to this battle before it's over. This time their Quicksilver is lighting up our entire team, because they're using a Scrapper. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing this, in fact I would do it myself. The only thing is, on this specific occasion, they're actually helping my Thor get really strong. So now, on my Thor's turn, we're going to have 2 stacks of Might and 3 stacks of War Frenzy. But I am debating whether or not to use Inspire Bravery. The reason for this is because I could cause time displacement, and exactly what I feared came to pass. I'm most likely going to get preemptively hit before I use my Summon Thunder now. I do think my Thor has enough health to live through it though. So let's go ahead and use Summon Thunder. we are barely alive, and we get a full team one-hit KO. So that seems like a good place to end the video. I want to thank you all for watching and ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, good luck and take care.